Welcome to Going from Lonely to Love. This masterclass is brought to you by the Art of Relationshipping. And we've got a really good group here. They're already very excited. They're getting involved in what's going on. The chat is going crazy. I want to keep that happening. I'm going to pull up my PowerPoint, and I'm also going to pull back and we can have a discussion. If you want, I can promote you to panelists. We can actually talk live. If you want to be hot seated, you'll just need to raise your hand to be hot seated. If you don't know how to do that, at the bottom of your screen, next to the green share screen box, there's a raise hand box. That would be me raising my hand. And that way I can promote you to be one-on-one with me. I can put you on the hot seat and I can really help you unblock your potential to find your dream come true. Because that's what I'm seeing happening here. I've got a bunch of people who have shown up, who are ready to be relationship ready, moving from lonely to love. And their dreams are to find your dream come true partner, be in a healthy relationship. Find the dream come true partner, please. Attract the right person and be in a healthy relationship. To find my partner, to co-create a fun, loving relationship, to find an emotionally mature or be in an emotionally mature and healthy relationship. Literally, this is what we all want. So the fact that you're here, you've made the right choice. And with that, I'm going to share my screen. We're going to jump in. I will balance between PowerPoint and being my big face. So tell me, is what you can see here, are you, and go ahead and put it in the chat. Can you see the Relationshipping coach slide? Is that what you see on the screen? I need you to tell me. No. Okay, let's back it out and try it a different way. We have, let's try that one. And here we go. From the top. Okay, so thank you, just popped up. Excellent. Now it's here. So what I believe you should be seeing, and so tell me again, you should be seeing a purple slide, eggplant and beige Relationshipping coach, because life is better with good love in it. Do you see it? Yes. Awesome. Okay. So are you successful in life, yet not as lucky in love? The dating rules of engagement have changed. And a lot of people do come to me who are like very successful professionally. And for some reason, when it comes to, cases of the heart, we just melt down and we don't have role models and we don't know how to behave and we don't know how to attract, keep, and enjoy the right love in our lives. It's a lot like being on a deserted island. And here you are, and it might be fun at first. You're like, woo, the weather is great. The music's good because I'm singing whatever lyrics I can remember in my deserted island. But at some point, you could be busy going on with the routine of your life. And at some point, you might get a little lonely. You might have some fear or anxiety around being on your deserted island. And again, you can go ahead and prompt in the chat because I can see what you're saying here. And it could be that you just want somebody to share your life experience with. I mean, come on, look at this beautiful island. It's white sand, you've got some palm trees, so you've got shade. Yes, it's so true, Maria says. And it looks like you, in this example, you're even going out for a swim. Maybe you're going to go get some fresh fish for dinner. So what is it that changes things where you might be going on in your life and then you self-actualize and you go, I'd really love to share this experience with someone else, because we are social animals and we're designed to connect. So I want to thank you for coming tonight. I'm very excited you're here. I'm eager to see a transformation, even in this particular, in the next, in the next hour and a half, because I know that we are about to shift things for you. We're going to move the needle just a little bit, and you are going to see things differently. Because if you are somebody who for a long time has wanted to take action to create and rebuild the way you feel and live about your one precious life, making every day a dream come true, which is what everyone was saying they were looking for, and you're wondering what is missing? What are the missing steps? What's the secret? What is it that the happy people holding hands on this island, having a great time on their deserted island or their, isolated island together, when they're coupling, we see them on Facebook, we see them on the street, we see them in movies. What are the secret steps that they have that you have not figured out yet? But you're in the right place because you may be single for whatever reason. You might be healing from a breakup, a divorce, widowed, never been in a healthy relationship. And then you see some post on Facebook or somewhere in your life, and regardless of the challenges that they faced, this couple seems to have it all going on. And they have stability in their relationship. They have confidence. They've got certainty. They're totally independent as individuals, and they know how to have fun on their own terms. And the communication, respect, and trust that they share together is so great. You can see it from a distance that this love elevates them. This relationship just elevates their entire life experience. And even when the going gets tough, they get going together and they have a partner who can help make decisions in their best interest. So you've got an opportunity to embrace the thrill of possibility. And how do you do that? If you're single and looking for love in this day and age, you might meet someone organically in the wild, just through your routine of life. And what's become an accepted practice is meeting somebody online. So regardless of how you're doing it, you don't have to be worried that you're going to be alone forever and you'll never have the connection that you believe you deserve. Staying up late night, binge watching Netflix or movies, and then after the show is over and the love story is done, you feel lonelier than ever because you realize you're not having that experience right now, where it should be you having the pillow talk. It is your turn. So would you like me to tell you the secrets? Tell me in the chat if you're ready to hear the secrets of how to transform that. Yes, please, I'm reading. Yes, please. Yes, please. Please, please go for it. I will do it. Here's the big secret. Are the messages you are sending attracting the relationships that you desire? This is really one of the first points. Because if you're not sending the right message out, how do you possibly expect someone to receive it and communicate back to you? Just like if you were on that deserted island alone and lonely, fearful and full of anxiety and not in a healthy partnership, if you're sending the wrong message out, here it is in the bottle, but they're not getting the message. It could just be, any message at all. Hey, have a nice day. Really, you need to be quite specific about the message. Where's the longitude? Where's the latitude? How can they come to you? And that's just it. I can help you turn this whole situation around so that you will attract the right love to you. So you don't have to go out searching and hunting and whatever and being disappointed and frustrated and bored. So stop yearning to find true love. What we're going to talk about is to learn how to attract the right one to you by sending out the right messages. And we're going to do this in different ways. Like I said, it's going to be a dynamic presentation. I'm going to invite you to keep sending me messages in the chat. And if at some point you would like to hot seat someone, I'm up for it. You'll just need to raise your hand when we're at that point. So here's some of the things that we can talk about. Elevating dating skills to find the true love of your dreams. And it's been universal in the chat. That's what we're looking for. Once you've found them and they've come to you, though, how do you know how and when to escalate that relationship? Because all relationships go from chemistry to casual to committed. And if your partner's still in the chemistry phase and you're in the casual phase, and I will talk about these later, and they're ready to go into the committed phase, and you're like, oh no, I'm still in the early stage of this relationship. How do you know how to get into sync with that? How do you transform love blocks into love connections? Building your own self-esteem, your value, your worth, and deepening your healthy relationships without mind reading or game playing. This is a big difference between me and other relationship coaches. I'm going to teach you the skills and the tools so you can do this, and I'm right here in your back pocket. However, I'm not somebody who gives you a standard script. I will give you the 3 easy steps and tell you the words if that's where we're at. But in reality, I want to empower you so that you are capable to have your relationship on your own terms. So I just have a little disclosure here. Like I said at the beginning, we're recording, and I'm going to invite other people to see this in the future. So make sure that you know, if you want anonymity, change your name on there. This whole hunt for the right person reminds me of this kid's book, Are You My Mother? But I changed it to Are You My Lover? Because this little bird goes out and is like hunting everywhere. Are you it? Are you it? Are you it? And we're going to change things a little bit. So let's play a game. Are you, that was your favorite story. Awesome. So would you be willing to play a little game with me to figure out where you're at right now in your relationship cycle? Is that a yes? Yes, yes, yes. Yes, thank you. So what I want to know is, what challenges, yes, are you ready to solve? So I call this being relationship ready. And there's a whole process to this. And, you know, do you remember the game of life where you got a little car and there were 2 pegs in the front seat, and they were standard blue and pink, and you might have 4 other little pegs in your car, and those were the kids. And what's happening is you go and you get a job and you get some kids and you have all these activities throughout this game of life, this 3D action game, which is endorsed by Art Linkletter. So it's been a while, I think, since we played this particular version of it. But really, this day and age, things are different. And the dating rules of engagement have changed. You don't just get your little car and your little house and your little partner and your little kids and go along your little life game. So what happens then? So what I'd like you to do is play this game with me. And for every story that I'm giving you, or every example, give yourself 2 points. And if you want, this might be a good time to get a pencil and paper, because you might want to take some notes on this one throughout the class. And if you don't have them already, this is going to be a moment for you to go do it, because here we are playing the game of life, and you're wondering, you know, how is it that they just get lucky that they found each other? Was it an arranged relationship? Did their friends introduce them? Did they meet at a party? You know, given the current situation in the world, it's really challenging, and it can be overwhelming to find your person. It's super stressful, boring, disappointing, frustrating. You get all dressed up, and then for what? This person you feel like you should be doing, you know, weren't they who they represented themselves to be? And you feel cheated, but it doesn't have to always turn out that way. So for example, have you ever felt like the relationship challenge you felt is that you're like, I do the right thing by taking care of everyone else first. I'm a giver. I prioritize others over doing what's in my best interest for my life in the long run. So givers are really good people. They illuminate the dark spaces. But so if you find yourself that you are prioritizing others over yourself, or you're a giver, give yourself 2 points. If your relationship challenge, or if you found yourself in a relationship challenge that you find that you're in this partnership and you find yourself protecting your heart and not allowing yourself to get close, or you just totally give up all your power and identity and you schedule and prioritize and everything to them. So even if you're like really successful professionally, I know people who suddenly in their personal life will just be like, give up everything to the mercy of their partner. If you've either protected your heart so closely and not allowed yourself to get close, or you've given up everything in a partnership, thinking that was the right way to go, leaving yourself at the mercy of your partner, give yourself 2 points. And if as a result, you found yourself alone, give yourself 2 points. How about give yourself 2 points if you find yourself in a situation where you say, I don't trust myself to make the right choice in this intimate relationship to create an enduring love that lasts. If for some reason you're second guessing yourself or you're not sure what the next steps should be, give yourself 2 points. If your relationship challenge is, I have trouble navigating obstacles or challenges in relationships. Like you think everything should be going right, but then something happens and you really don't know how to get through that situation with grace and ease. I know clients come to me and they're like, I have to bring up a potentially relationship ending conversation, but I don't want to lose this relationship. What do I do? And so I give them the 3 easy steps to get through bringing up difficult topics. And I say, if you do them right, you're actually going to be closer than you ever were before. Give yourself 2 points. Give yourself 2 points if you're ever in a situation where you don't really feel like you're enough. If you're responding to external pressures rather than your own internal guide, give yourself 2 points. If you're asking yourself, am I worthy in this relationship? Am I worthy of love? Will I be hurt or used if I stay? What would happen if I were not in this relationship? Is it worth giving up the opportunity to be alone? If any of those apply, give yourself for 2 points for each one. Here's another situation that I help people through. Misaligned expectations. And I already addressed this briefly. And that is, I forgot somebody with their hand already. Elisa, I will get to you. Hang on. If you're in a situation where you're at different points in your relationship cycles, then there's the questions of should I stay or should I go? And there are times when the external pressure to move forward in a relationship is so strong that you say, yes, yes, yes. And you may be walking down the aisle, getting married, and then on the way back, knowing this was not going to last. I know way too many people who knew it wasn't going to last from the beginning. So give yourself 2 points. If you ever feel like I'm worried I'll lose my relationship if I don't push it through to commitment, but it's not really how you're feeling, 2 points. How about this one? If you're feeling like you just don't have the power, or you're feeling alone or invisible, you're not feeling heard or respected, you're not feeling admired in your most intimate relationships, give yourself 2 points. How about, and we're almost done, so I hope you can add up all these doubles. This is another should I stay or should I go scenario. Should I just deal with it? Should I deal with it for other people in the family? What happens when you've grown apart, but you stay together for other reasons? Give yourself 2 points. How do you, or maybe you were in a relationship and you were like, how do I reignite the sparks in this romance, this marriage, this sex life? What are the secrets of happiness and how to get there? 2 points. And here, this relationship challenge, what if what you've done is you have thrown yourself into your work life or a hobby or something so much to provide for yourself, your family, and what happens is you gain all this confidence and posture when you're at work that you get this sense, I always have to be right. I can never be wrong. I always have to win the game, the argument, the decisions. I work until it causes health problems. And my relationships suffer to the point where I am burnt out, alone, and I worry no one will want to be with me. If any of these have come up for you, 2 points. And how about if you've been in a relationship that you've created a no win, no way out situation where you're at a standstill. And if you don't do something, something's going to explode. So if you've ever been in this kind of toxic relationship, give yourself 2 points. So all of these things come up. And what happens is, unfortunately, we find ourselves destined to find ourselves in the same type of relationship that was not supportive again and again. 2 points. So what I'd like to know now is share in the chat, how many points did you get in that game of life? If it was 1 to 4, then let's help you rebuild your relationships. 8, 4, 4. 4 to 8, pay attention. We probably need to talk. And more than that, pay attention and listen for what's been going wrong. And if it's between 12 and 20, then you may be getting involved in some risky or dangerous behaviors. And I definitely want you to reach out to someone to make sure that you are in a safe situation. All right, so here we go. Here's what I'd like to share with you now. Those were the challenges. Those were the problems. And what is happening now that I'm sharing with you is that when you do spend time with me,
my name is Terry Roseman,
things happen.
And I've been working with Michelle Hoffman at Relationshipping101.com for the last several weeks. And it has changed my relationship with myself and with the online dating process. Whatever type of relationship you are interested in working on, Michelle Hoffman is the person to reach out to help guide and coach you through the process. I've went from not wanting to have anything to do with online dating to having fun with online dating. And I invite you to have fun with your relationships as well by reaching out to Michelle Hoffman at Relationshipping101.com.
Awesome. So I could tell you in my voice that I can help people go from being in the pain of loneliness to Pleasure Island of being in healthy relationships. So I know that there's at least one person in this group who knows this person. So if that person can step up and say, is that for real? Is that true? We'd love to see a validation because those were Terry's words. How do you know how to trust yourself enough that fear will not jump in front of your success to find your dream come true? You may have fear of a missed opportunity and then you're going out on the wrong dates, or imposter syndrome. Are you worthy enough? What if you're comparing yourself to everyone else? Elisa says, my sister Kathy and I have been trying to get on since 6. I finally used my cell phone. It finally opened up. Okay, awesome. We'll make sure that you have everything and you will have a recording if you want. So you're good. I'll make sure you're covered and cared for. Because that's what I'm here for. I'm all about relationships. Analysis paralysis, deciding between options. We want to make sure that we have the right option for you. Perfectionism. Sometimes what happens is we have these expectations that our dream come true is going to come riding in on a horse and save the day and save us. But we don't want to outsource our happiness to other people. We want to connect in a partnership in a healthy way. Disease to please. We talk about givers a lot. There is a time to give, and there's a time where giving too much actually trains other people to not just be receivers, but takers. And then we've trained them, and then we're like, why are you taking from us? I'm giving. So you need to make sure that you're matching up with the right person who wouldn't take if you're a natural giver. When you care about yourself as much as you care about what other people think, you will change your life. And what I see here is, yes, it's true. I'm learning so much from Michelle and fine-tuning the kind of relationship I desire. Right there in the chat. Thank you so much, Lisa. So with that, I'm going to give you a couple more of my dream come true realities when I've helped people through, and then we're going to go and we're going to start to make this happen for you.
Hello, I would like to share with you the
I'm
fact
making the same
that
face.
Michelle Hoffman
It's so sweet.
has amazing insight into people and into real life issues that affect us on a daily basis. And the advice that she gives cuts truly to the root cause of the issue. And it's amazing advice that could change your life.
Thank you. I'm laughing at myself because I'm making the same face as I did there. And I would like to just give you a little insider information here. To me, relationships with intimate partners are so beautiful. From my perspective, relationshipping is very vast. It's the relationship with yourself, with your physical self, with your emotional, mental, spiritual, instinctual self. It's your relationship with your family, your children, if you have them, your other partners in the world, your friends, your community, your career, your relationship with money, your relationship with your cat, your relationship with your parents. It's all of those things. So when I'm talking about relationshipping, it's a much bigger scope. I believe that you've all come to me because you're looking to attract, keep, and enjoy the right love in your life. We're going to make that happen too. Alex says to me, when you're failing chemistry, you hire a chemistry tutor. When you need help with your relationships, you hire Michelle Hoffman. And staying to the end of this masterclass, I'm going to offer you some gifts. So stay tuned because there's going to be some gifts coming along with this. There we go. Lydia, say the nicest things.
Michelle, I said earlier in the interview, so you already had it recorded, that you have been a shining light in my life since I met you. And I want you to know that I feel glowing expansion in my heart.
Oh, did she?
Heart.
Oh,
whenever I talk to you or think
emphasis on
about
heart.
you. You're amazing and incredible. Thank you so much.
So awesome. So on the left here, you see that I've noted on some of these, the confidence, 153% increase in confidence in the most important aspects of her life. When I start working with someone, we literally drill down and go through and where are you confident in your life? Where are your strengths? We can stretch your strengths. And where in your life is your confidence got room for growth? So we can stretch or strengthen your weaknesses. It's all about proper balance. Working with Michelle changed everything. Now I'm so confident, safe, and secure in my personal and professional relationships that I can relax and have fun being my authentic self, knowing I am adored as I am. This makes me think and say, speak up in the chat here. Have you ever been in a group where you just felt like the outsider? And it was like, oh my God, you felt like the ugly duckling or the outcast. Or it's like, for some reason, you can never just break into the clique. I call that clique locked, by the way. And it's like, they're so tight that they can't let anyone else in. Oh yeah. And then have you changed the situation and you've been with a different group of people and you just feel this synergy, this confidence that you can do anything independently as a leader, as a team player, but it's like being in this group, they know who you are. They love you exactly as you're at. That's what we're looking for here. All right, I think I've just got this one more.
I've really had an awesome life and I work hard to put a plan together and have a life I don't need a vacation from. Yet I still need some help in the relationship area, and going to Michelle for Life Worth Living gave me that extra boost and set me on a better path, especially communicating with my husband and my children and being able to foster those relationships and cultivate those relationships into something even more incredible and awesome. And I truly appreciate that. Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you. So I wanted to share these with you. And in this case, she had a 220% increase in her confidence in the most important aspects of her life when we started working together. And what she was sharing with me was she was asking, where were you 30 years ago? I would not have married the man I married. It was 15 years of pain and suffering, 3 kids later. And she says, I am now married to the man of my dreams, and I will hire you forever because I want to make sure it lasts. And I want it to remain the dream come true. And we want to work on the relationships with the rest of her family, particularly her kids. So what you're seeing here is that relationships are through developmental phases in our life. You are at a specific chapter in your story. And now we're going to step into a new chapter where you can have the love life of your dreams. So with that, I wanted to share with you a little bit about me. I'm Michelle Hoffman. I'm a relationship specialist. And these are some of the organizations that have hired me to impact their business, their employees, their client base. That these are companies that I've worked with intensely. What's my personal story? I dreamed of meeting, dating, enjoying the thrill of getting engaged and marrying my dream come true. And it happened. We had the most incredible romance. We built a trusting partnership. We built a life together. We built a family together. It was perfect until he died, leaving me head of household, sole parent, and single. You guessed it. The pain of loss was so great, I thought I could never love again. I figured it out, and I wrote the guide to help others through life challenges and live a full and happy life. I'm Michelle Hoffman. I'm a 2 times international best-selling author, speaker, coach, relationship specialist. And I'm really good at helping people get from Pain Island to Pleasure Island. I help people go from lonely to love. If you're single, you could be asking yourself, what are the new dating rules of engagement? How do I figure out the missing steps? How do you send the right message to attract the right partner? How do you go from lonely to love to live your love story? Here's some of the exciting adventures I've had as an author. Well, hear me and the kids. I was wishing for clear directions to the success, and I didn't see through it. But I eventually figured it out, and now I help other people. So put it in the chat. Are you ready for me to share those steps with you? Yes, 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 yes. Okay, so answer this question for me. Yes, it's good. It's a resounding yes. They have grown. Aren't they big? Those are my kids. I'm your relationship coach. Are you ready for relationships to go your way? Stay to the end. I've got a few surprises for you so that you can go further. What I'd like to know now is on a scale of 1 to 10, thank you, the kids' pictures. How confident do you feel? 1 would be low confidence, 10 would be high confidence. How confident do you feel that you know how to present yourself right and relationship ready, and that you can attract, keep, and enjoy the right love in your life? So put it in the chat. We're at a 1. We're at a 1. 1. 5. We're halfway there. 3. Okay. Kathy's a 5. 7. Okay, these are good. Not that was like a 0 or a 1. Okay, so are you ready? Can I tell you the secrets to this? Because here we go. When I was in this situation, I did not want to date online, and you might agree with me. I felt like I couldn't afford a bad date. My family couldn't afford a bad date. Plus, my husband had passed away. So if I go on a bad date, it's bad for everybody. It's exhausting, frustrating, boring, disappointing. And I don't know, you can agree with me on this, but I was feeling too old, too fat, too poor, not pretty enough, too set in my ways, too undesirable, too X, too Y, too Z. Anybody feel that way sometimes? And I was wishing, can't the one for me just like be delivered to my door? And we already have this. And everyone's like, yeah, can't you just deliver them in a box? I don't know. If I could, I think I would actually. I would be like, and you're the lucky winner of your dream come true. Woo! I kind of do that in a way. Okay. So this is all about this radical inspiration. And we talk about why to be in a relationship. More love, more opportunity, more money, more fun, more health. It brings out the best in you. You accomplish more, the best way to feel better and help others. And it's really validating to have a life witness and a partner to go through time and life with. Someone who will help make decisions to bounce ideas off of, pillow talk, and who someone will help you make decisions in your best interest. As a relationship specialist, I often ask, would you like me to listen, guide, or help? They don't sell relationships, but they sell everything else on Amazon Prime. What? They don't have, you've got your husband on order. I love that. Oh, now I just got it. Sorry, it took me a moment. Well, isn't that why we have Amazon Prime? Very funny, Jim. I love you. Okay, so if Amazon and I could wave a magic wand, what would be your dream come true? Because we're all saying we want the dream come true, but I'm actually curious. Can you give me a little bit of the detail? What would be the detail of your dream come true? Put it in the chat there. I don't see it. How long? So in your mind, what you're doing right now is you're thinking of how does this person look? How do they smell? How do they feel? How do they make you feel? What do they like? They probably like the things that you like. They might, bring in, they'll have things in common, like similar family. They're just themselves. I love that. Maybe they have similar family desires. Somebody you can trust, respect, laugh, and cry with. That is very true. I love that. If they've got similar financial goals, similar health goals, similar materialistic goals, similar accomplishments type of thing, supportive, kind traveler, conversationalist, laugh, cry, someone who's close to their family, honest, happy, vulnerable, a woman who is always by my side and understands and respects my personal needs with similar interests and long-term goals, and that I also love and cherish in return. Someone who's emotionally healthy. How much longer will you wait to take control of your life and make this happen? It is time. So, are we ready to start making this happen? Let's take the steps. Ready? Create sense of humor, respectful of me and those I care about. Nice, emotionally healthy. How do you date in the current world? Dating is different. There is an art to relationshipping. Part of that is having a crystal clear understanding of your new self, who you are, who you were, who you are, and who you'd like to invite in are key to this. And it's also that way you don't have to be a third wheel anymore. You can be a couple. You can go on your own, arm in arm. Who will hold your hand? Who will make sure you're okay? Who is waiting there and looking for you to be in this happy, healthy, emotional relationship where you can laugh and cry and travel and experience adventures together? That's what this is all about. So how will you attract the right one for you is key. And here's something that I'd like to just take a pause. Are you relationship ready? If not, are you relying on someone to save you? And if that's the case, is it really what you want? Or are you looking for somebody and you don't know what relationship ready looks like? So you find someone, but they might pull you down with them. when you are relationship ready, can you identify your person when they are also relationship ready? Okay, so let's do an exercise together. I'm going to come out of the slideshow and we'll see how easy or hard that is to get back into it. I'm going to stop sharing. That was probably going to be the easier way. And what I'd like to do, I think you've all got a piece of paper or something to write with. And what I'd like to do is an exercise to help give you some clarity. And I call this the roles exercise. And yes, you can chat on here. And you can put your notes on there too. And then if you want, so that you know how to do it, if you go into the box where you write, there's an ellipses, the 3 dots. If you click on that toward the end and just save the chat, then you will have all of your notes and everybody else's if you want them. So the first part of this 3-part exercise, when you were young, so go back in the Wayback Machine. When you were young, what I'm going to ask of you is what things did you enjoy doing? And you can go ahead and put them in the chat. And the reason I'm asking it this way, I'm going to tell you what I'm actually trying to find out for you or help you find out is what roles did you hold in your history? So were you somebody who played sports? Were you a daughter or a son? Were you a friend? Were you a sister or a brother? And I'm expecting these words to come up on the chat here. So go ahead. I loved splashing in puddles when riding my bike. So adventurous, freewheeling, playful. So go ahead. And what I'm looking for are all kinds of roles. Were you a dancer? Were you a student? Were you a friend? Were you a reader? So burn up the chat. Here we go. You loved playing basketball. Nice. Reader, a swimmer, a dancer. Were you a daughter? Were you a brother? Were you a friend? Were you a leader? Were you a musician, a son, a brother? There we go. Now I'm seeing them come in. Okay, so put a few more on your own list. I was an uncle since 5 years old. Rocking it. I love the family dynamic in that. Okay, so what we're looking for now in the next level, I love spending time with my family, immediate and extended, playing different sports and using my imagination. Oh, you're my kind of person, Sheree. At least Girl Scouts, also my type of person. Girl Scouts, traveler, in music, business, daughter, aunt at a young age. Oh, we got a lot of those. Playing house, awesome. Brother, son, music, explorer, fun, loving, and family focused. Love that. Okay, so what, now you don't have to give up any of those roles, but some of them may have changed. What roles and identity do you hold now? Are you still a son or a daughter? Are you a parent? Are you a sister, a brother? Kathy, swimming outdoors, lots of friends, sister, daughter, dancing. So you're getting an idea. You're actually getting words. Secret tip. You can use these words later. Hold on to these words for yourself. I'm going to be doing this for you a lot. This is how we come up with the right stuff. Just that was my insider tip. But who are you now? Are you an employer, an employee? Are you a student? Are you a dog lover? Are you somebody who cares for other people? I love this. You can definitely put core values in there. We do a lot with core values. I'm somebody who, I'm a son, a brother, a spouse, a worker, a napper, contortionist, and a healer. Those are a lot of really good things. Those are a lot of good things. Parent, sister, daughter, social worker, employee, dogs, LGBTQ ally. Nice. I'm loving this. Uncle and great uncle, sister's grandson. Nice. I'm digging all of it. This is good. Maritza, just so you know, I've been trying to promote you to panelist. I don't know why I can't do it. Daughter, sister, employee, pancake maker. Nice. I'm terrible at pancakes. I'm a really good cook, but pancakes elude me. Traveler, valued, focused, hard worker, still fun-loving, and father. Kathy, mom, traveler, widow, spiritual, artist, dogs. Nice. Good brother, better son, father, and employee. Sister, daughter, mother, grandmother, baker, traveler. My husband recently passed, trying to start over. So Abby, my heart goes out with you. I know what it's like, and I wish I could undo it for you. I can't, but what I can do is help you move through grief and loss. And we all go through this. This is actually what the roles exercise is about, is to see who we used to be. And we may grieve the loss of those types of riding our bikes in the puddle moments, and who we used to be when we were young, and who we are now. So we're going to take on this new mantle. Oh yeah, John is understanding. It is very, very hard to lose someone who you're so close with. Life, it will never be the same. So with that, I would like to ask you, who would you like to step into becoming? So as we move through developmental phases and stages in life, as we move through trauma, grief, loss of who we used to be, in this case, Abby was saying she used to be married and now, like myself, single and widowed. It was a really hard word to say initially. And I know we have at least one widower online, so thank you for being present. You're not as alone as you think you are. You have arms hugging around, because what I want you to know is to, even when you're changing communities, jobs, going from single to partnered to parents to launched to the elder generation, through all of these developmental phases in life, there is a grief, there's a loss, there's a trauma, we're moving through. And what I do know that works is to invite grief in, to have a cup of tea and a place at the table, and identify what this traumatic life experience that changed you forever holds. And so that it doesn't have a hold on you, identify what is happening in there, what it had, that you can treasure and honor. And when you can do that, and I can help you do that, it actually will help you move through that event so that you can step into the roles that you are becoming. So my next question is, who would you like to step into becoming? What are their roles? You may still include all the roles that you had before. The daughter, son, child, LGBTQ plus, identifying as someone who is changing their presence in the world is a big deal. And you may mourn and grieve the loss of who you used to be so that you can step into who you're becoming. So you can still be all of who you are. You want to be a good partner. Yes, I love that, John. Jim is going to be self-connected and enlightened. Alisa, a wife to a good man. Finally, we'll find him for you. And he'll come to you. Watch, I can figure out how to get him to come to you. Continue as a social worker, great mom and an ally. Yes. Roland, self-affirming. Yes, I love this. This is good. Who else would you like to step into becoming? This is what this is all about. This is where it makes all the difference. A loving husband to a romantic partner. Yeah, I see you as that, Rob. That's a good one for you. And also, again, spoiler alert, keep these words. You're going to want to keep the chat. Kathy's going to be a good loving partner. Yes. A loving wife and a partner and a better friend. Nice. Even putting this intention there makes all the difference. So save the chat because you're going to want to use these words later. A great mother, grandmother, and best friend to a good partner. I'd like to be better in respecting and caring for myself. So your relationship with yourself, Juan Carlos, beautiful. At least as much as I do for others. Hello, giver. I think I heard a giver out there. Remember that when you're taking care of yourself, you're in a better position to take care of other people. And I've given you a little secret insight, because when givers give too much, they're really training other people to take from them. So make sure that what you're training people to do is to receive from you, because it's a gift to be able to be a giver, and to find someone who doesn't take advantage of you as a giver. I want my life to be filled with so much happiness and positivity. Abby, we got to give you the secrets of happiness and how to get there. Cherie, wife, mother, better clinician, a giver, sponsor to help families travel who have kids with illnesses, and so much more. Oh, hell yes. Yes, I love my group here. You are amazing. They do train you to keep giving. Yes, yes. And you don't have to do that. You can still be a giver and surround yourself with people who receive appropriately. And you can train the people you already love appropriately also. I really value life more now. Yeah, Abby, we have a different perspective. I was married to a covert narcissist. I have some tricks and tips for you, Elisa, of how to identify those before you get involved in that again. Okay. All right. Are we ready to move on? Yes, please. Okay, let's do it. Let's see if doing it this way is going to work. Come on, baby. Did that work? Give me a yes, please. You ready to roll? Yes, excellent. Thank you, Cherie. Okay, the art of relationshipping is about choosing the right match for you. And that way you're not sabotaging yourself and you're not getting involved in the same kinds of relationship struggles or drama that you have seen in your past that you don't want to repeat. So there's all kinds of tips for that. Now, I want to give you a little inside scoop, and I will give you this. I will make it very, very clear on how to get there, but the essential tips to building an online dating profile that works. These notes are available to you at Relationshipping101.com. You can download them for free. They are here for you because this tells you the first step to feeling desirable, to attract, keep, and enjoy the right love in your life. And the right partner is to find the right partner and or have them come to you, to shine the light and send out the message so that they can come to you. Here's your guide to building the best online profile and carefully considering who and what you're looking for. Why do I think this is so important? And it's so interesting to me because many times people don't even look at the profile. That is okay. Please put in the chat if you happen to have written a resume at any point in your life. Have you done a professional resume? Yes, 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 yes. Awesome, resounding yes, and a yep. Here's the deal. When you wrote your resume, it was a list of accolades that represented you on paper. So at a glance, somebody who's trying to fill a position with the right candidate can get an idea of some of your skills and attributes. So they know who to reach out to and go, woo, you're a good candidate. So just like a resume represents you for your professional career, a personal profile is going to represent what you bring to relationships, all different kinds of relationships. And I know we're focused right now on intimate ones. So with that, are you ready to go? Got your piece of paper or pencil and or put it in the chat. We're going to save the chat. Describe your ideal match. All right. Well, that just sounds like it might take all night. And, we can do that. But let's just consider our highest priority. And I'm going to give you a little bit of inside information on this one. Having hobbies together are awesome. Having similar interests and ideas and activities together, so much fun. It's a fun way to adventure and share time together. If you would like an enduring love that lasts, do you want to know what the secret is? The secret to an enduring love that lasts is having common core values together. They don't have to be exactly the same core values, but having complementary core values or consistent core values or aligned core values. So what are core values? Core values are love, success, insight, inspiration, integrity, communication, innovation, leadership, lightheartedness, excellence, transformational, family. It could be that you give that. So it's identifying your value system, because when those are in alignment, then decisions that you make are also in alignment. And one of the things that I like to do with my clients is to give an exercise to actually figure out what are your core values. And when you have even just your top 5 core values, it's great to have them listed somewhere, because then when you're wondering, how do I make a decision between this and that, it becomes very straightforward and very clear, an open, well-lit path, because you're going to make the decision that's consistent with your core values. If your core values are academics and education, then you're going to make decisions in that direction. If they're communication or family, or being a loving servant, those are going to be how you make good decisions. So having those core values are really, really valuable. All right, so what I do like seeing that's happening in the chat is that people are actually reaching out, because now you're starting to see there's some valuable people in here. And if any of you do get together, please tag me and let me know that you're meeting each other or chatting, and that you've connected with really relationship ready people, or people who are ready to be relationship ready in the group. So describing your ideal match, consider your highest priorities truly based on values. I'm just going to ask you to do this for just this minute. So give me an idea in the chat. What is so important to you? And if something like travel is so important to you, and I've seen that in the chat, John, we can help you figure out if you're relationship ready. I've got a whole program for that. And we can get you there. That's the confidence index that we were talking about earlier in the testimonials, where people actually have increased their confidence ratio. Aaron, are you in the group still? His confidence index went up into the infinity level, I think is what he was saying. Oh, good ones. Honesty, respect, kindness, and humor are values that Susan is looking for. Awesome. So once you have them, those are great values, by the way. So John, just think of values right now, either your values or the values you'd like to invite into your life. We're going to make it really easy on this one. And when you have them, you can start, when you're writing your profile, to talk about those. So if your value is adventure and you like to travel, I'm going to ask you to take it a little bit deeper, because I want to know, what kind of travel do you enjoy? Are you the type of person who likes to put on a backpack and go out into the wilderness? Or are you the type of person who likes to go to the 5-star restaurants and the fancy hotels, and you don't mind spending $450 on a bottle of wine on a Tuesday? I do have a client like this. And one of the examples that I'm going to give you, in her profile, like many, many others, or when we're talking with people, she said something that was a very true statement. I like to travel, eat good food, and drink wine. And as we uncovered what she really enjoys, she enjoys not the kind of travel where you're on a bus or you're carrying your own stuff. She enjoys very high class, high level travel. She likes to stay at the fanciest of hotels and eat at the Michelin star restaurants. And when she talked about she likes to drink good wine, I'm like, and you're frustrated and bored with the people who you're attracting? Because she likes to spend $450 on a bottle of wine on a Tuesday. Well, that is a very select group of people. So we need to be specific about things like that. So we talked about maybe adjusting her profile to say something like, when I read a wine list, I am transported to the heated vineyards of Bordeaux. It's going to attract a different type of person. And if somebody's more interested in spending $5 on a beer, those two people are not going to get along. So we need to make sure that the messaging is correct to invite the right person. Are you starting to get it now? Nice. All right. Now that we have an idea of who we'd like to invite in, let's talk about ourselves a little bit. Same core values. Okay, now we're starting to burn up the chat here. I think my travel is the beach, feeling the ocean breeze and watching the stars. Nice. Now, are you actually sleeping on the beach, John? Because that's the way you said it. So what kind of beach? Is it a lake beach? Is it, oh, it's an ocean beach. Are you staying in a bungalow over the water? So give it some more. Like, what we want is to create a picture that somebody's going to want to step into. And it's also going to start a point, a hook for someone to start a conversation with. Are you getting where I'm going with that? Honesty, trust, loving, giving, accepting of all people, animal lover, kind, travel anywhere and in different ways, music lover, family oriented, loving this. I have. Okay, good. When in Rome, nice. Just on the sand. Okay, good. My ideal travel excursion is somewhere new within the US, trying attractions we've never tried before. Nice. Some people want to see every state. Some people are taking an RV, some are a car, some are the train, some are the airplane. Maybe you're going to all the national parks. So put that in there. Let's get, stand out. This is how you stand out in a lawn chair. Nice. Road trips. Love it. All right. So this now put your core values in for yourself, who you really, really are. Now, here's a biggie. This is a big mistake people make. They put out in their profile who they think might be attractive to somebody. So this big sparkly object, which is like, I like to hike. What does that mean? Everyone likes to hike all of a sudden. And or whatever. It's like they're putting out there what they think people will be attracted to. Biggest mistake you could make in creating your own personal profile. Your personal profile should say who you are and what you like, and actually give a real description of yourself, so that when you show up in person to the date, you do know who you're having a connection with. Super key, super key. Write a clever headline and include the right images to attract more attention, like living in Seattle, loving the song, I Got Sunshine. Perhaps your headline could be an open-ended question. How can I be your sunshine on a rainy day? And I've customized these with people. How about dancing Manhattanite, looking for partner to salsa and share political conversation with, or political debates. Does that one sound good? How about, this is how you start conversations again. So you want to get something catchy that's accurate. I think we're on. So we're talking about you and what you're looking for. And in this segment, we can go on the deep dive. What activities do you like? This is where mountains or beach, right? So this is the this or that kind of conversation, but we want to go a little bit deeper. The this or that, do you like the mountains or the beach? Those are really fun just to have something to engage with. And it's superficial. I'm going to help you get under the covers, so to speak, because we want to know who you're with. So mountains and beach, awesome. I don't know too many people who would never go to the beach and only go to the mountains, but tell me in the chat if I'm wrong about that. So we want to know where your parameters are. That's where I'm going with this. So we're going to go a little bit deeper. One of the things that I asked in my profile was and you can use this if you want, what is something ordinary you have never done? This was a great one because, first of all, did you understand it was a double negative? And some people would answer going, I've never done anything ordinary. And I'm like, really? Really? Never? Have you ever had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich? I mean, seriously. Richard Branson has done ordinary things. Let's just figure out, what is something ordinary you have never done? And for me, the answer, I got so many amazingly entertaining answers to that. For me, which I have still yet to do, is to see the sunrise over the ocean on the East Coast. I've only seen the sunset because I'm a West Coast girl. Then consider, and some of this is really for your information. How do you feel about dating someone who's never been in a healthy relationship, who's divorced, widowed, never been married? Are you interested in meeting someone who's got kids? Maybe you've really wanted to have kids, but never had the opportunity. Are you open to that? What personality traits, characteristics, values, physical traits are you attracted to? That chemistry is real. And I got news for you. Do you have a single friend who's not gorgeous, but you love them deeply? Or anyone you know, because you know them on a deeper level? Or maybe the person's not that attractive, but when they open their mouth and start singing, we all swoon for them because there's some trait that makes them so attractive. So realize that, if it's physical, it might be an intellectual attraction, it might be an artistic attraction, it could be a spiritual attraction, it could be somebody who's shared life experiences. We've gone to school together, or we shared an experience together. Realize that those types of bonding moments are actually more powerful than a six-pack, or being really tall, or being really thin, or being really heavy. Or the experience together and having those kinds of traits are way more profound. So this is how you can describe yourself and also describe who you're looking to invite in. Okay, then this is just for your information. What relationship hangups or deal breakers do you have? This is an important thing to know so that you can clear the playing field and invite in who's important to you. For example, I really would choose someone who doesn't get seasick, because I love being out on the water. It wouldn't be the end of it, but if I can self-select someone who doesn't get seasick so that we can go out on the water together, that would, escalate my life experience. So I'm going to say, while I'm looking, seasick is going to be a deal breaker. Some people are no addiction. They're not in a position for that. Some people, narcissist, I've seen that come up. So we need to give you the questions to ask very quickly to identify that so that you don't repeat that one. In your history, John, physically attracted, then the person second. So, right. So what I would say is that you're looking for that physical approval, and to make sure that that's there first, then you look. But oftentimes from the other partner, they want the connection before they feel safe enough to be physically connected. So having somebody who's physically, we're going to talk about the love languages in a second, who likes physical connection as a love language might be a good choice for you, because you can communicate on that basis first and then move forward. And you're right, poor communication, deal breaker. But these are for you not to put in your profile, or you can, depending on how important it is, put it right out there. But no, you need to know where your boundaries are, so that you're not getting into a relationship with someone who's outside your core values. That's most important. And creating a wish list that contains all the traits and qualities that your ideal match possesses. How do you say no drug use, even though the gateway drug? I'm an amputee, meeting people is kind of difficult. So John, I would say put that out there, because you're going to get people who will be like, I'm looking for the person more than anything else. And that is very, very true. Anybody in the chat who would say it's more important to be with the right person? What's a good way to describe a narcissist without saying that word? Amen. Yeah. Emotional connection first. See, so we've got different love languages represented. I felt attracted to, I have had a number 10 list for years. It's front and back page, almost going to a second page, but mostly all character traits. Right. So Cherie, those are external. We want to go a little bit deeper. So now we were talking about physical traits. There are plenty of people, there are people in this group who are caregivers, and that they're representing people who are whole people who may be an amputee. And there's all kinds of scenarios where that is just not the most important thing. But I would make sure that you put that present. So if that is a deal breaker for somebody, that they can, they're not there yet. Let them self-actualize, and then they'll figure out what the core values are, because that's going to be what's most important. And we also want to make sure that your skills, your spark shines, so that they're seeing what is so sparkly about you. Do you get that? Person most important. Always post a picture of me. Okay, we're going to get to that too. Good. All right, so the love languages, I think the love languages, and I really want to make sure we have time to get to the images. So words of affirmation, receiving gifts, acts of service, quality time, physical touch. And then here's a biggie. What is your dating mission statement? And this is your dating strategy. So what I want to know is, what's your ultimate goal? So there are plenty of people who are heterosexual and monogamous, but we even know in this day and age that there's the whole range and gamut of the LGBTQ plus. There's all kinds of ranges between male and female. There's people who are polyamorous. There's people who prefer to be dominant. There are people who prefer to actually be submissive. So what we want to do is find the right match for you. There, in my opinion, there's no right or wrong. There's a pot to every lid. There's a lid to every pot. I think that's how it's said. But finding and knowing very clearly what you're looking for, again, once you know the directions to where you're going, it's a choice to say, okay, let's just stop over here and smell the roses and look at the daisies in this field. But you know where you're going and you have the clear directions. That clarity is going to make it so much easier for someone to come to you. And you can visualize it that way. Another key thing is defining your family. Do you want to have big family reunions, or is it just the two of you? Do you want to invite children in, pets, all the things? You can define your professional life. So all of this is there at relationshipping101.com, and you can download this as my gift. And you can go ahead and put all the extra details in. So what I want to know now is, how do you create the vibe that reflects your personality? And we're going to talk for a moment about attracting your ideal. So as we talked about, John, there is someone out there for you. Don't let anything hold you back. That's right. There are good, kind, loving people in the world. I'm super loving you guys. You are a wonderful group, and true. And it probably feels really good for all of us to hear that. One key thing is having this kind of safe community and support group is amazing. And knowing that you're there for each other. In my group, I've got people, like I said, at different chapters in their stories, and we support one another. And one of the beautiful things is being able to see where you could be going to when you're ready. And then for those people who have developed and they're in healthy relationships now, and they may be challenging, going through obstacles, or for whatever reason, we're keeping them there, they're expanding their relationship skills. They look back and go, oh my God, you're right. I have grown so much. Your profile is an investment in your professional and romantic future. It's important to stand out and get the recognition that you deserve. So, Princeton psychologists, they conducted a series of experiments, and people are making judgments in less than 1/10 of a second. So your headshot, if we're going to compare it to your resume career, is your cover letter. So how many profile pictures should you put up there? How do you look appropriate? The windows are the eyes to the soul. So when you're putting together a profile picture, we can all actually, in the chat, will you put all of the traumatic pictures that you've seen? Have you seen people wearing hats? Have you seen people holding fish? Have you seen people wearing too little? Have you, what are you really selling? Sometimes people have blacked out their friends, or maybe they've got a beautiful young daughter. And I'm like, are you selling your daughter too? Really? Would you put your daughter on your career resume? No. Really, we want to make the connection one-on-one first. There is a space for family and dogs, and I will get you there. So I find the whole fixed pictures, I don't know what that means. when it's staged. What I'm saying is, this is your cover letter. This is your moment to shine. In 1/10 of a second, someone's going to make judgments about you based on the image that you portray. So make sure that we're not just looking up your nose and it's not just a bathroom picture, but style your hair with natural light, a groomed face for men, right? So much when they fixed pictures, now I understand. So the Instagram filters, so much filtering that when you get to the person, you're like, is that you? I can't really tell. So swap out the selfie stick. Thank you. Now I understand. Thank you for clarifying. And get someone to help you with this so that you get the best opportunity you possibly can. Just be who you truly are. If you always wear a lot of makeup, wear a lot of makeup. If you're always wearing a specific t-shirt, go ahead and do it. But look the best you can. Here's some examples. So the don'ts, catfishing, yeah. I totally believe in being real. So let's do the nose on the no sunglasses, no baseball hats, no stone cold face. Don't make you look mysterious. This is the place where you can look approachable, be in context, and you want to be eye to eye to someone so that they can come to you. So then what are the do's? Embrace who you are truly. If you have curly hair, let those ringlets run wild. If you wear glasses, throw them on. A little bit of acceptance and self-love can go a long way in finding true love. Show your style, be well lit, and really, highlight who you truly are. Then the second photo can be a full body shot. Dress in an outfit that makes you feel like $1,000,000, exude confidence, showcase you and no one or nothing else. So we need a whole body. We want to know who we're coming to. I recently saw a picture of a man with his hands crossed over his chest. It means I'm protecting myself. Don't get too close to me. I passed his profile, right? He wasn't open. And you have 1/10 of a second to make a decision. Be open. Third photo, this is where you put your dog in, your kids, this is where you put like what's important to you. If you're a woodworker, a photographer, if you're always at the farmer's market, if you play pickleball, this is it. Go out and show yourself in action. The fourth photo is the bonus shot. So again, do you love music? This is the one where you can just, go for it. If you're always out with your dog on the beach, if you work at the carnival, whatever it is, if you're in the office all the time, if you're out with your buddies, show the picture, but blur them all out. So it's really about you. And then highlights, get help, take some new photos. They should be taken recently. Just put 4 photos or more than enough, because you don't need to give away your whole autobiography. You're giving them something to invite them in. You don't need to give away your whole War and Peace novel. We know that you're an interesting human with a life experience. Give them something to hook onto and something to ask questions about so that you can engage in a 2-way conversation rather than giving them a book to read, because that's going to send a different message. Be yourself, no bathroom selfies. Market yourself to attract the right person to you, and your photos can tell a story. So let's talk a little bit. I think we've got that. Sending the right vibe and images. Here we go. Is there more that we want to go on with that? Because I think you guys were chatting along the way pretty nicely. So the secrets of connecting that make love everlasting. Do you want to know the 3 reasons you're not in a relationship right now? They're not showing up there. I'll just tell you. You don't really want to be in a relationship right now. You don't have the skills, or you don't believe anyone is worth it, or you don't know that you're worth it. So we can change that. I'm not settling it as I deserve what I desire. Yes, you do. And Lisa, you and I were talking earlier, and you have gone from being somebody who was sending the wrong messages to sending the right messages, and you are attracting articulate, interesting, intellectual, fascinating people who are so in the situation where they are adoring you. It's amazing. And recently Lisa was on a call, and I just gave her this feedback this evening, that the other people who were in the group were coming back to me going, I envy her. She knows exactly who she is and exactly who she wants and exactly who she doesn't want. And I'm like, bravo. It wasn't always like that. So going through the art of relationshiping with me has now put her in a position where she is out there getting and attracting who and what she wants. It's fantastic. People think that they can do this on their own. But how many more years are you going to wait? How much longer are you going to be alone, lonely, without this partner that you so seek and desire? How much has it cost you to be in the wrong relationship? Have you gotten in risky or dangerous situations? Have you been with narcissists? Have you been repeating old patterns? How much is it worth to you to invest in yourself, to be in the right relationship right now so that you can step into the next chapter of your love life? Because life is better with good love in it. Going through the art of relationshiping will improve every single relationship in your life. You'll have the ability and the tools to expand and be who you'd like to step into becoming. So there's a couple of people chatting. What if, like me, you get very few matches? Looking for the comments, but they also get more than twice as many matches in average. So how do you know when to be more flexible? Me too, John. Yeah, so the big worry, my biggest fear is dying alone. So in that case, I gave my late husband the greatest gift because we were hand in hand. His last words were, I love you. And I am going to try not to trigger myself on this one, but I told him it's okay to go. And boy, I'm giving myself chills on that. It was really hard. It was really hard to let him go. And he stayed as long as he possibly could in this world. Darn triggering anyway. To be with me and the kids because we had such a good love. And now I'm often the role model for other people so that you can find your true love. And sending the right message out is going to help you get that. So what I see, stay hopeful. You can do this. I'm here to help you. So if you would like my help, do this right now because my calendar is filling up. I opened up some space, but my calendar is filling up fast. Go to Relationshipping101.com, RELATIONSHIPPING101.com. If you put one P in there, it'll still get you there. But at Relationshipping101.com, you can see, you scroll down a little bit. Do it right now. I'm telling you, do it right now. Cherie says, I don't believe we were meant to be alone or live life alone. I don't either. I don't either. And when I lost my love, I was like, how am I going to find another one? And I'll tell you, when the pain of the problem was greater than the action required to resolve it, I was willing to take action. And that's where I believe you all are at now. That's why you showed up here. So go to Relationshipping101.com, scroll to the place, go get the essential tips to building an online profile that works. But more importantly, do you see this button here? Schedule a 30-minute chat with me or a 50-minute chat, but schedule it now because my calendar is totally filling up. It's amazing how much blossoming this is going, and I'm being invited on. I was just on, actually tomorrow again, I'm going to be on the radio in Europe. I'm on podcasts. There are TV stations asking for me to speak. It's very, very exciting that I get to share my gift of helping people go from lonely to loved. So get on my calendar right now, Relationshipping101.com. I've opened up the space. I'm so glad you've been here. Is there anyone who wants me to hot seat them? There was somebody who had a hand. And I know we're coming to the end. I need to do a better job just getting out there and being myself and being vulnerable in conversations with potential women. Those are some of my long-term goals. Rob, those are great long-term goals. I'm happy to help you figure out what conversations to have to invite them in, what questions to ask to set the tone of the relationship accurately at the beginning, so you don't get involved with somebody who's the wrong person later down the line. It's just awful when you've invested so much in someone and you realize that later something's out of alignment. So that's why the art of relationshipping, it's so important to get it right now. So relationshipping101.com and schedule a free chat with me. They're not going to be free chats forever because you came here. It's a $500 value because people are paying me for this time. Okay, so sure, you can't do any of the times for the consultation. Stay on the line and I will set up time with you to make it work. All right, so with that, I'm going to stop the recording. Thank you for joining me from Lonely to Love Masterclass, brought to you by the Art of Relationshipping.